Hey, what is going on? And this is ranting and raving time. It's a new vlog. It is time to talk about a couple of things that agitated me, both actually about a month ago, maybe roughly about the same time. Yes, they were, because they're related to each other. They really are related to each other. Red Serenity is now playing Killing Floor. That book, Red Serenity. He's addicted to DayZ. I'm sorry. You'll see a bunch of them in the upcoming episodes of DayZ. In any case, already off subject, and this took 34 seconds, so we are setting records on how quickly I can get myself off track. In the previous vlog, I talked about free games, Cedar Point, NPC Killer, check out his channel, and the difference between my old laptop and my new laptop and how much happier the new laptop makes me. Now, in this episode, we are going to talk about a couple of things that riled me up. Now, both about a month and a half ago, interrelated. We'll start with the first one, and that is Sony Movie Studio Platinum 13. Now, I had been using it was called Sony Vegas Movie Studio HD11, and I was using that to render out my videos and fairly happy with it. It did the job, nothing fancy, nothing too over the top. It was easy to use, easy to understand, did most of the stuff that I needed to do nice and easy, especially when I figured out disable resample, which if you wonder what that is, check out my channel, check out my list of my videos. And it was a really fun thing to see Movie Studio Platinum 13 was available for upgrade as a suite for $60, and that included like SoundForge and Acid Music Studio and a crap ton of like sound files and so forth that you could use, all for $60 to upgrade if you had an older version of Movie Studio, which I did. And I thought, okay, pretty sweet, new laptop, new computer process is underway. Let's upgrade the software. Let's just make everything new. Then I went to install Movie Studio Platinum when it finally came out, and I finally got the new laptop. Downloaded the installer and went through the installation, registered the product, put my serial key in. When I went to open it, it crashed, and then it crashed some more, and then it crashed a few more times, and then it opened one time, and I was able to do a bunch of stuff. I was able to render out an episode, so I didn't close it, I left it open. I rendered out a couple more episodes with it, and then I had to do a restart for system updates. It didn't open, it crashed. 64-bit wouldn't even open. 32-bit would open for a little while. It was the one that was opening, and then decided it wasn't. It would stick on the splash screen that says creating windows. So I send in a support ticket to Sony and say, what the hell, why isn't this working? We go through this big ordeal. What's this? Give me your system information, let me know, what do you have installed? What's this? What's that? They had me delete several files. Still nothing. So they finally tell me do a clean uninstall and then reinstall the program. And the clean uninstall revolved me going into things I had never gone into before, but I was successful. I got it done. I borked something with HP software, but I got that fixed by going to HP site. So that was much easier than anything I could have done. And it worked. 32-bit worked, I should say. 64-bit was still crashing instantly. Like I would double click on it and boom, crash report. So I told them that 32-bit was working, 64 wasn't. So apparently they considered the problem solved, because they didn't give me anything to fix 64-bit. They asked me for screenshots. I sent them screenshots. They never responded. Movie Studio 13 works splendidly for weeks. I render several episodes of several things out. System updates. Guess what stops working again? It gets stuck on the splash screen. So do I have to uninstall? Do I have to do a clean uninstall every time Windows or HP updates something? Because Why? That doesn't make sense. Why should I have to go through this ordeal over a program that should work? 11 works fine on this laptop. I can open 11 until I'm blue in the face. It will open. 13 will not. And it has not since this happened. So, but then something really funky happened. I uninstalled 32-bit and installed 64-bit, and it opened. I'm thinking, okay, I checked one of my, I tried to, pull one of my intros into the timeline. Everything worked fine. Then I grabbed a recorded clip, and it froze. And it just stayed there. So I created another incident report and said, first off, thanks for not responding to my last request when I told you what was happening with 64-bit. That was really awesome of you guys. Well, now 32-bit is not working again. 64-bit is crashing when I go to import a file. Not a good thing. How am I supposed to render out episodes of my series, of my games, my gameplay, if when I go to import the file, it crashes? Not worth it really to me. The solution was to send me the system information for the 13th time. I've done this a few times, so go through, do the whole process, send it in, and I add a little snarky thing. By the way, I already did this before. Thanks for, not responding to that one. Guy says never received it. Don't know what happened. Blah blah blah. Tells me to check to see if I have the latest version of QuickTime, because that can cause an issue. Right now, what they are basically telling me is they don't know what is wrong. Why is a program that should be optimized for Windows 8 or 8.1, because it utilizes the touchscreen features that I don't have on my laptop, by the way, but it's optimized for that sort of thing. Why is it not working? As of right now, in fact, I just responded to their most recent request about QuickTime, and in the last response, I told them I'm going to have to request a refund if we can't get this to work. I once again reiterated that this program is still not working. Your solutions are not fixing the problem. I'm going to have to ask for a refund if you cannot provide me with a viable solution. Updating QuickTime to its latest version is not a viable solution in my mind, because I've already had to download QuickTime in the first place to make the stupid thing work. Meanwhile, I am working with Adobe Premiere Pro more and getting the hang of it a little bit, and will not be utilizing Movie Studio so much, especially if I adjust the screen resolution before I start recording Minecraft. The only reason I'm using Movie Studio right now is to render out any Minecraft footage that I have, because I had been recording it at 1366/768, and it was getting severely chopped by Premiere Pro, and I don't know how to get around that, and that's probably a really simple solution, but that's for another discussion. In the meantime, I have to continue to use Movie Studio 11, which is fine. It works. Movie Studio 11 works. 13 does not. So if you have Windows 8.1 and you try to have in your Movie Studio 13 is working, I hate you, and you should die. If it's not working, then I understand what you're going through. So the second part to this rant is related to the fact that I had mentioned on Twitter a while back, when this was all going on, anybody have any solutions? And my friend Red donated a copy of Adobe Premiere Pro to me. He donated to me, and I trust him. I know the guy. He's not going to give me some bug-infested, malicious piece of software. He's going to give me a legit piece of software, and that's what he did. I mentioned this on Twitter. Now I get to learn Adobe Premiere Pro. Yay, happy but scared at the same time, something along those lines. My now former friend tweeted, not to be rude, but where did you possibly procure, yes, he used the word procure, the funds for such an expensive program? I responded with something along the lines of, yeah, well, that is actually very rude. It's none of your business how I actually got the program, really, but it was a donation from a friend who wanted to help me out. He responded by saying that he wouldn't trust, something that came from somebody else. It might be unlegit copy. He went on and on and on about it. You know, this isn't the first time that he had tried to basically give me a morality lesson. He had given me one a while back when I was talking about how I had been subscribing to a bunch of YouTubers to try and help them out, watch their videos, like them, so on and so forth, and then I noticed they wouldn't be uploading anymore. And I had mentioned it had appeared that a lot of these that had stopped were kids who, after about 2 months of uploading, just up and stopped. And that's what I said on Twitter, that it seemed that the people I had subscribed to were no longer uploading and seemed to be a bunch of kids. He must have been defensive about it, because he responded with, well, it's a little unfair to assume they're all the same type of person. I responded with, that's not what happened, that's not what I said. If you read the tweet, it said that people I was subscribed to appeared to be. I was not lumping every collective YouTuber in the world together as one type. But that got ignored. And after I explained it to him, he's like, oh, I get it now. Now it makes more sense. So he had a history of doing this. And the original falling out, well, that happened between him and a bunch of us was he and another person were originally members on MesaBuilt. And in fact, the first couple of episodes, you may hear their names mentioned. And I'm not going to say who they are because it's just not worth even starting that up. Excuse me. If they watched this, they would know who they were. And that's really irrelevant at this point in time. Oh, jeez. Burp and a hiccup. In any case, they originally were on the MesaBuilt server and had helped build some of the stuff that was on there and get it started and everything. And then there was a big spat with another member about a spider spawner, and it was something that was really nothing, and it was actually nothing that was turned into this big blow up. And I really think they were just both looking for reasons to leave, and they got their reasons and they took it and they bolted. And the one guy even tried to tear down stuff that he had built on the server because he didn't feel it was right. And of course, you know, Red went back and rolled back the server to undo the damage that he did. But they've gone on and they're doing their own little thing that is garnering absolutely no attention, really, it seems. I've been kind of keeping tabs up until recently just because it was a curiosity thing. But they left the server. The one guy cut off all contact with everybody. The other one that I remain somewhat friends with, and is actually somebody I have a lot of respect for on YouTube. He's a very good YouTuber. He's lots of videos, over 500 subscribers. His tutorials are very helpful in Minecraft. I learned a little bit of redstone from watching his stuff. He's a good YouTuber. But he's a kid. He's a teenager. I mean, what are you supposed... He was someone who seemed to suffer from self-esteem issues. And, you know, those are things that people deal with. It happens. Everybody deals with it at some point. Get this a little bit closer now. Yeah. But he appeared to be the type of person who would try to, if he disagreed with what you were saying or doing, he would try to persuade you to change your mind, to do things differently, that maybe you should reconsider. He tried to do it a few times with me, and I was just like, okay, have fun. Thanks for the advice, but I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. But in any case, they left, they went and just started doing their own thing, and he would occasionally respond to stuff that I was posting on Twitter, and he was, for the most part, cordial, but every now and then you could tell there was that little jab, that little, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like when somebody thinks they know better than you, and that you shouldn't do what you're doing, and you should just listen to them just because. Like, there was another person who went over and over and over again with me about how I should get an AMD processor for my desktop, and I'm like, I don't mind AMD. My laptop is an AMD, but I'm probably going to get an Intel, and he would not listen. He was persistent about it, and that's fine. He likes AMD, and a lot of people do. There's nothing wrong with that, but I prefer Intel. That's just what I was going to put into my desktop, and that's what I bought. It was something like that, only much more persistent. Like, what you're doing is wrong, you should change, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't say that. We were talking once about like how my nickname is daveycracker, and it's because my black friend called me a cracker and I called him a negro, and he just immediately started off, well, all that racist stuff, I just don't want to hear it. It's not nice. It's like, we're just friends making fun of each other. It's what people do when they're friends sometimes. Not everybody, but it's what we would do. But that was the type of person he was. If he didn't agree with you, you were automatically wrong and you needed to correct that. And I just, after this thing with the Adobe Premiere Pro and how could you possibly be able to have that kind of a program, I had it with it. I was done. I'm just like, you know what? It's not your business how. I just mentioned I get to learn it. It's not up to you to try and figure out if I obtained it illegally or if I purchased it. How did you procure the funds for that? You know what, dude? Up yours. How did I come across it? What if I did come across the money for it? What about that? Nothing is out of the realm of possibility. That's not what happened. It was a donation, but still, you know, just get off your high horse. And I essentially just decided I'm done. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. To cut off his connection on Skype. Unfollowed him on Twitter and then proceeded to block him because I just didn't want him to. I don't even want him to see my stuff. I don't want him to see. I don't want him to be able to contact me anymore. I just, you know, wash my hands of it and call it a day. It's just not worth the effort to me. So, in the meantime, life goes on. I'm learning Adobe Premiere. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting a little better, a little faster. Still some funky stuff with it. Lots that I don't understand what happens when I do it, and I don't have time really to play around with it too much. I have, let's see, Daisy. I have 10, 15, 16 clips at anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes to go through still. So I'm using Adobe Premiere to edit the Daisy stuff, and it works really well for what I'm trying to do, and I'm understanding what happens when you do one thing as opposed to another. So it's getting there. I just wish that the Movie Studio 13 worked as a backup, because I liked the layout of 13 a little bit better than 11, but such is life. You don't get to choose all the time. In any case, I think that's going to do it. I've gotten that off. I wanted to bring up the latter portion about the person that just irritated me, because I had mentioned in the previous channel update that there was a vlog discussing this, and there was. But I didn't like the way it came out, and I ended up deleting it after the channel update went live, and I never mentioned it again. Sorry. But that's going to do it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you all the next time I decide that I'm going to babble incoherently about something. So I will see you all later. Bye-bye.